Hey, Thunder fans! Welcome to another edition of Off the Tracks right here from the U.S. Cellular Coliseum Bloomington Thunder's Coaches Show, coming at you for this week's edition. We'll be back next after the holiday break with our next episode. But for now, we've got head coach Dennis Williams and another couple of Bloomington Thunder players, David Jacobson and Shane Bednard, will be on the mic. But right now, let's get to Coach Williams. I'm Brian Tossi, by the way, and thanks for taking the time here, Willie. I know it's a tough stretch here coming up, and your hockey team has been producing as of late here on a 5-game win streak. What's it like for the team to really start having things click and everything starting to go in the positive direction?
Well, I definitely the guys have been playing hard, and that's a given. They competing, they're finding ways to win, they're blocking pucks, they're playing a great team game right now. I think from a coaching standpoint and from a team standpoint, we got to keep us honest and reminding them of what has got us those wins. It's not taking a day off in practice or a shift off in a game. It's about our compete level and the way our preparation's has been fantastic. So, one of the things right now is you've always been told never get too high or too low. There's lots of hockey. It's only, I think we played with 23 games now, maybe. So we still got well over half a season, and we're bound to have other peaks and valleys, right? So it's a matter of just keeping everything in perspective and definitely enjoy the times of winning and understand what it feels like to win. So, it's no different when you're not winning. You want to feel those times, understand what it's like not to win, so that you never have that feeling again. Yep. You want to keep it where you're always in the locker room, music going, having fun, loose in practice. Because when things aren't going your way, everything's a little bit tense, a little bit tighter. So, but hey, I'm real proud of the guys. They're working, they're battling, they're competing. They're having fun, and that's what it's all about. And
I know we've talked about in the past just playing for that extra time at the end of the game and having a good time. And like you said, it just seems like everybody's in high hopes right now and playing hard. And I think the other half of it is a lot of these games have been comeback wins for your program, and they're starting to finish games off late against teams, especially against a solid hockey team like Cedar Rapids. To have a 4 unanswered goal win against them, it's such a huge momentum boost for your team, right?
Yeah, we got to look at it too. I guess on the flip side, we haven't came out probably quite as strong. In the first as what we should, and that's a bit of a red flag as we as a staff have talked about. As the game goes on, we consistently get better. So we got to find a way to bottle that up so we get a full 60, not 50, not 55 or 40 minutes, because sometimes you'll dig too deep of a hole and you can't get out. So I definitely think right now though it's. We'll continue to learn. We'll continue to, identify those areas that we think we can improve on, like the starts of the game, the preparation, maybe changing something up. Whether it's taking a different nap time or eating at a different time or coming to the rink at a different. So there's something so that we're a little bit more prepared for when the puck drops. But you know what? I tip my hat to these guys. They've gone through a lot in the first 23 games of a new franchise. To see, from where we started to, that stretch we had there, to where we are now, and we're just scratching the surface where we want to be, So it's been fun. It's been a roller coaster ride, and I really enjoy these guys, and I know Coach Mahood and Coach Jewell and Coach Wojcik's the same. Like they're fun to be around. They and even on Friday, we played Green Bay and. We were, I thought we looked a little sluggish, and that probably happens on those type of trips, a little bit. But it wasn't a lack of effort. I think they were trying. It was just a matter of our feet weren't going the way we wanted. So, there's a difference when you can see in a player there's no effort to where, hey, there's effort, but it's just not clicking, And with these young men in this group, I haven't seen a lack of effort, and probably, a lot of their games, I always see an honest, true effort from them.
And that's another thing that for the system that we've been talking about throughout this year, it seems like when there's high energy in this team, and especially in the effort for this team, things just start to fall your way, especially with the chances out in front and some of the other opportunities that this team has had out in front of the goaltenders, where now you're starting to add up 3-4 goals per game, and it's starting to make things a little bit easier.
Yeah, it's been great scoring that many. Fans like it. I always say. The the object of the game of hockey to me is to score goals. It's to beat the other team. In order to beat the other team, you got to score one more goal than them, right? It's not anything extravagant that we're dealing with. And one of the things we're trying to get our guys to do is put more pucks and funnel more pucks in it. That's why I asked Bedsy that question. And I talked to all our guys on it. Like put pucks on net, track pucks hard, play the game honest. Because a lot of times when you score goals, the longer you take to release a puck, it allows the goalie to get set. So it's coming east to west. If it's not so much how hard the shot is, but the release and how fast you can get it off your stick, right? Because that goalie's not set. If you got to take a half a second to a second to get set to shoot a puck, 9.5 times out of 10 that goalie can come across, get set, and get squared to you. But if it takes you, a tenth or a quarter of a second to catch it and snap it, that goalie's in motion. That's how you're normally beating him. And just got done having a talk with Alec Mayer about it. He said. He's got 19 games played, and I don't think he's shooting the puck enough. He should have 60 shots on net. Yeah. He's got about half of that. And if he had 60 shots on net, I said it's not so. He's got a good hard shot, Mersey, but I said it's all about the release too, and keep working on it. It's important that you work on those things. So that's just little things. And it's fun, because you get to work with that with the guys and see them, work on little skill sets and then scoring goals like we have. I don't think it was anything that we did as coaches. We worked on skill sets during the days, and we call it hockey school practice, right? Like we set up the border patrols and work on our hands, getting pucks down and handling and underhandling pucks and that. But at the end of the day, it's those guys, and if it just makes them feel better and more confident when they get the puck and less tight, then we'll keep doing it.
Talking to head coach Dennis Williams here on Off the Tracks. Got a great show for you prepared, as David Jacobson and Shane Bednard will be on the mic for the Bloomington Thunder in this Off the Tracks edition. We'll have to take a break here coming into the Christmas break, and we'll touch on that in just a second here, Coach. But let's kind of talk about the goaltenders here for this program, and obviously a tough stretch through the month ending of October and early November. But it seems like they've started to get a lot more comfortable here for this team, and it's a lot of help from the offense that's been given it to them as well in the last couple games. How huge is it to have the confidence up for these guys?
The goalies. Obviously, you're going to talk with David, right? And to be able to put both him and Logan in and get wins is says a lot about a lot. It says a lot about your goaltending, and it says a lot about your teams playing in front of them. Like anything, there's what we call good goals and bad goals, and sometimes they're related to us as defensemen and forwards and not doing our job. Unfortunately for goalies, it's such a tough position because at the end of the day, when the puck goes in, all 3,000 people stare at that poor player, right? And sometimes their job is to stop it, but at the same time, it might have started way down here in the offensive zone by a bad turnover or three guys caught deep, which is given an odd man rush, and then we don't have tracking. And then our D dive bombs and make it a 2-on-1, and they slide it back door, and everyone says, "Oh, the goalie should have had it." But any hockey guy, or hockey person, I guess I should say, realizes it started way down here at this end. So. Obviously, you always want your goalies to stop as many pucks as they can, right? But a lot of times when we sit back, you look at the big picture of it. But the goalies are they're giving us a chance to win games. They're keeping us in games, and I couldn't be happier for them, right? They're feeling confident, and when you start winning games as a goalie and making stops, you maybe quit seeing that. Puck has a golf ball and a little bit bigger, like a basketball or something, right? Like it's just a little more confidence. So, again, David's been fantastic. Logan's been fantastic, and it starts from the net out. That's how you got to build your team. You got to have confidence in those guys, and if you do, then it's amazing how many more risks you can take in the offensive zone and D zone because your goalie's going to make those saves. Always
tough-skinned guys that man the pipes for hockey teams. So, Coach, obviously a tough weekend here coming up against Omaha and Madison, two teams that if you keep it rolling, too, you have a nice little winter break afterwards for the team to recoup and get back. Just seeing Omaha and then having to see Madison for the first time, it's obviously a tough task for your team. And just how are you going about practice this week to get ready for those two opponents this week?
Well, I think a lot of it is Monday yesterday again was a maintenance day, right? Guys got to take care of their bodies and do what they have to get ready for Friday, and have a good week of practice. But nothing's really changing. We're honing in on some tracking, managing the puck a little better. There's times to chip, there's time to handle it, and being able to identify when to do what. And Tuesdays here are normally a little bit harder days. It's an honest work day, and they're gonna have an honest workout. With Jesse Hawk over at the pit and Four Seasons there. So, I think our guys again. The main thing is keeping them focused, right, on not where they're going Sunday to visit home again, but to try to keep them in the moment till Saturday night at 10:30 at night. And then they can enjoy 10, 12 days at home, So it's I know it's difficult for them. I've been there, and it's for some of them they haven't seen maybe mom and dad since August, so they're excited to get on a flight and drive home or whatever it is. But our biggest thing is trying to keep them honest for the next 5-6 days, and then they can go enjoy it. And we were just saying to them yesterday and today, like, we're playing good hockey right now, but we got two good hockey opponents. One being Omaha coming in, and they've been out here once already, and we won in a shootout, which was a tight game, and up in that game, down in the game, tied it up late, so they're a very good hockey team and well coached. And then obviously Madison's playing really good hockey right now, and going up to their rink for the first time to see them, and the battle of the expansion teams, will be it'll be fun, for sure. But Luke Strahan up there has got their guys playing. So, but we got to just, as we say throughout all this, we got Omaha, Madison. The biggest team we got to worry about is just Bloomington. We got to worry about ourselves and make sure that, again, at the end of the day, we play the game right, we play the game honest and true. And if we do that and compete and work hard, it will give us a chance to win. Mm-hmm. It doesn't guarantee a win. It gives you a chance to win yourself a hockey game. And the more chances we can give ourselves, the more games we're going to win.
Well, Coach, it's been fun. I know the boys are enjoying it, and I know the fans are enjoying it too here at the Coliseum. And we'll try and keep it rolling here. Best of luck against Omaha and Madison. I appreciate the time.
Yeah, thank you.
That's head coach Dennis Williams. We'll be back right after this with our next member of the Bloomington Thunder. It's David Jacobson right here on Off the Track. Stick around. You're watching it on BloomingtonThunder.tv. Hey Thunder fans, welcome to our second segment of Off the Tracks. We're here with goaltender David Jacobson here as we get ready for the Bloomington Thunder's weekend against the Omaha Lancers and the Madison Capitals with a home and away game. And Jakes, I appreciate the time here. I know it's a busy schedule for you guys here heading into the final winter break here after the games this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a tough practice today, tough week getting ready for 2 games here right before break, like you said, and We're battling, we're grinding, especially with a 5-game win streak. You can't grow on that unless you keep working hard and battling every single day.
Now, again, you mentioned it, the 5-game win streak. It's just been surging for this team right now. It seems like a lot of things are falling right for this program, and especially talking to Coach Williams. At times, there's still things for this team to improve on every day and trying to get better. What's in store for this team in the future, getting those 5 wins and then moving forward to try and get those little things corrected?
I mean, anytime you get a win streak going, it really builds team morale. And, I mean, the guys have really bought in and started working hard in practice, and everybody's busting their bag. And it's really important for team success for people to be working as hard as they possibly can. And this is the most important time. You cannot take any days off. Like, this is, from this point on, this is when you grow that win streak, make it a 5-game to a 10-game, and everybody buys in, everybody works hard. We're gonna see that happen.
And how important is it to pick up points and just start to make your way into it? Because we are getting closer and closer to that midway point of the season. Granted, we still got some room to go, but early in the season, picking up points can make the difference at the end of the year, right?
Absolutely. Every point is crucial. In the beginning of the year, at the end of the year, in the middle of the year, especially these ones right before break, these could put us in a great position to get a playoff spot coming back from that. So if everybody does what they have to do, we'll for sure get those points, and I see us in a playoff position right after break here.
So tell me what you see from the crease just through this streak and seeing just little differences from this team. What's really making the difference for you in the net, and especially Logan too, who's picked up a couple wins as well?
Absolutely. I think a lot of the guys have brought in, like I keep saying, and guys are blocking shots. Guys are making it easier for me and Logan to play in net. We're giving up less grade A's. We got D-men clearing pucks out in front of the net. It just makes our lives at home a lot easier. I mean, the forwards are coming back, the D are coming back. It's just a full team buy-in, and that's great to see.
talking to David Jacobson here on a second segment of Off the Tracks here, Bloomington Thunder's Coaches Show. We'll have Shane Bednard on the mic in just a little bit, but Jakes, let's talk about your career and where you've come from and where you kind of grew up. And you're a guy from the West Coast, one of a couple guys that have come from California, and just building up your hockey resume through the years. What was it like growing up on the West Coast and playing hockey around the LA area?
I mean, he's definitely lucky because we don't get the winter time. But I mean, it was definitely a good experience, and I think it's something that I learned is gonna really pave the way for me down through college and through the USHL, just to see all these West Coast guys. And I think my birth year and then a couple of, like 95 and 96 birth year really paved the way for hockey from the West Coast. And yeah, like I said, I started off young, like starting roller hockey, then moved to ice and fell in love and haven't stopped playing since.
And how big was the LA Kings influence out there, and just trying to get kids, because you're really starting to see the LA markets exploding, especially in the last couple of years with LA winning some Stanley Cups.
Yeah, the winning Stanley Cups was huge. I mean, now they sell out every game. Everybody wants to be a Kings fan. I mean, before then, I mean, hockey was hockey. I mean, you knew about it, but you didn't really understand and know what goes on with that. But Kings winning really helps all of us and helps our birth year, helps the younger kids. The younger kids see the Kings, and it's like starstruck type deal there, and then they fall in love with the game just like I did when I was 4.
And then talk about your entry into this league and how big of an influence it's made on your life playing already through a couple of years.
You know, just you're grateful to be in this league. Like people take it so for granted, and you got to understand that this is a top league, and everybody's always looking to take your spot, and always looking to be. You're always looking to be a better goaltender every single day, and if you can't accept that challenge, you're not going to be successful. I mean, I'm grateful enough that I've played in the league now for 3 years, and every year it just gets better and better.
So just coming from Sioux Falls in the trade to be here in Bloomington this year, and starting to dive into the expansion team and what it's like to get into that expansion team and bringing some of that wisdom to this program. How easy, how tough has it been? What have been the challenges?
You know, at first I was nervous, obviously. You know, I mean, playing with Sioux Falls, we made playoffs every single year. I didn't really know what to expect coming here, and then once I thought about it a little bit more, I mean, in the short period of time I did have to think about it, I kind of accepted that challenge. I wanted to come in, have a chance to be a leader, really potentially carry a load here and help guys win games. And I've enjoyed it ever since. That I couldn't be happier, be in a better place.
And talk about the coaching staff and just helping you out to develop your game and work a little bit further in your USHL career and moving you on to potentially college hockey here.
Yeah, very lucky. We have a great coaching staff. Head coach Dennis Williams is honestly a great guy. He really helps me out mentally and on the ice, so that's good. And then Coach Mahood really helps me out off the ice. We talk about the mental side of the game, and he absolutely fine-tunes my brain to be able to play a lot of games and be able to focus on the ice and keep that full 60-minute game inside my head. So I really appreciate that. And then so many good things to say about Corey Wachtek. Like, we're lucky enough to have him down here once a month, and that's more than any team I've ever played on that has a goalie coach that comes down. So we're really lucky here, and he's been working with us and making us work hard and keeping us honest. So it's really good.
Tell me about the mentality for a goaltender, especially during a hot streak. You know, how big is confidence for a goalie? Because it's a completely different aspect than really any other sport and any other position, even in hockey.
Yeah, confidence is huge. I mean, that all starts, though, from the forwards being confident in you, and then the D being confident in you as well. And that's huge. If they know that you're back there to stop them when they have a defensive breakdown or whatever it may be, that's what builds a team. Like, if they know that you're solid in that, they have more room to slip up. I mean, you don't want them to slip up, but they have that opportunity that if something goes wrong, they know that you're back there to stop it, and that's huge. And then as a goaltender, being able to be lucky enough to win 3 or 4 of the last games that I've played in is huge. I mean, it's definitely a confidence boost for myself, confidence boost for the guys, confidence boost for the coaching staff, and it's what else can you say? Like, it's great to be a part of.
So let's talk about the next step for David Jacobson, because you're obviously a 20-year-old. Like you said, you played for Sioux Falls for a couple years, finishing up the USHL career now. Where is that next step, and what are you focusing on to make yourself a better player and trying to get into the college ranks here?
You know, just working hard every single day. That's something I learned real quick coming into the USHL. If you take a day off, you're 10 steps behind everybody else. So huge thing is, coming to the rink early, getting on the bikes, working out, doing everything you can. The small things are what's going to make me and the team and everybody successful. That's that's the biggest part of junior hockey is doing those little things correctly. And I think if I do them and the team does them and everybody does them together, everybody will be successful. So if the team is successful, then hopefully I will be successful, and that's kind of the way I want to do it.
Finishing up here with David Jacobson, our second segment of Off the Tracks come out this weekend. A lot of promotions going on for this Friday night game against the Omaha Lancers. Puck drop at 7 o'clock. If you want to catch it out, just give us a call, 309-434-2980. $2 Budweiser and Pepsi night. That's a big one, as well as ladies night. And then on top of that, we've got the Carpets Plus specialty jersey auction after the game, as well as a lot of other different prizes given out during the game, so definitely catch that this weekend. So as we move to the holiday times here, David, it's tough for guys to be away from home at times, but you guys have the luxury here of finishing up on the 13th, and you get a nice little break here to go home and see the family. How big is that for the team?
It's huge. I mean, it definitely builds like some morale. I mean, we see each other all the time, so we're like a family here. But it's always good to get a break and kind of go home and see your real family and spend some time away from the rink and away from the guys, just to kind of reignite that fire. And when we get back, so it's going to be huge.
And how big is the team camaraderie too? Just to do, even if you guys are, I don't know if you are or not, but to even do like a Secret Santa just around the holidays to
stuff like that's always good. Just build morale, like I said. And I mean, we're a really close group of guys. So I know for a fact if we did Secret Santa, it'd be a really good one. So probably better than anyone I've been a part of. So
all right,
I actually hope we do that.
Well, David, I mean, we'll have to pitch it to the locker room, see if it'll work out here. But definitely best of luck here going forward this weekend. And I appreciate you taking the time. Happy holidays.
Yeah, happy holidays too. I appreciate it. Thank you. No
problem. That's David Jacobson, goaltender for your Bloomington Thunder. We'll be right back with the third and final segment right here on Off the Tracks. It's Shane Bednard coming up right here on BloomingtonThunder.tv. Hey everybody, welcome back to Off the Tracks. It's our third and final segment here with forward Shane Bednard for your Bloomington Thunder. And Bedsy, it's the second time on the mic, and I think with good reason, because you've been on quite a tear here with Bloomington as we head into the final weekend before the holiday break here, as Bloomington has a couple games this Friday at 7 o'clock against the Omaha Lancers, and then Saturday on the road in Madison. But let's kind of talk about where you've been coming from as of late, and it's been a pretty solid run, a couple special teams goals, especially this weekend against Green Bay and Madison, and it's been fun to watch. How's it been for you out on the ice?
It's been fun, and I have to give credit to my line mates. They've been working really hard, and I think we just started to click, build a lot of chemistry. Mendelson works his bag off, so does Mayer, and they're both just great players. We kind of just complement each other out there on the ice, and I don't think it's really much individual work. It's more of a team effort out there. And
Coach Williams has said at times, too, in the pregame, in the post-game conferences that we've had with him, that you guys have been one of the top lines, and it's just showed over the last couple games. Are you feeling that? Are you guys getting just confident, comfortable with each other out there?
I feel that all of our lines out there are equally as good.
Right.
I feel like we're just getting some good opportunities and just capitalizing on them out there and just holding each other accountable on the ice. And when we get off the bench, we just chatter, just talk, see what we see out there, and just kind of communicate off the ice, and then try to work as hard together as we can on the ice. And I think it's just really been clicking for us. The other lines are doing great as well, and they're getting the opportunity. So I don't see us as being above anybody. I see us all being equal, and I think it's just really the hard work that's being put in.
So this team chemistry, we talked to David about it. We've talked to guys all over the year. It's been phenomenal for this team. It seems like everybody's really interlocked right now. Now that we're through, I think, 23 games so far in the season, how much have the younger guys started to pick up on the older guys, and everything's starting to mix well? How are you seeing that from the locker room?
Yeah, the chemistry is definitely second to none here. All the guys get along, and I think we're just building off each other. We never gave up on each other when we were going through that losing streak, and we knew if we stuck together and just kept working that it was going to start turning around, and we've definitely turned it around from there, and we know there's a lot of work ahead to be done, and we're happy with what we've done in the past so far with the 5-game winning streak, but we can't be too happy and satisfied with what we've done.
How much of that also comes with the systems, and just knowing that through that tough stretch, that just buying into the systems and keeping it going with this coaching staff and everything, that it's working for you guys now, and that you finally are starting to pay your dues and be rewarded?
Yeah, I think out on the ice, the systems are kind of becoming a habit where we're not thinking too much anymore where we were in the beginning, just because of the practice we put in. And coaches obviously know what they're doing. They're winning coaches, and we look up to them, and we've learned a lot so far. And I think that we're just playing honest out on the ice, doing our part, and just sticking with the systems, like you said. And with the systems we have, which just built to succeed. So that's the way we've been going so far.
So tell me about the special teams, too, for this team. It seems like it's just really starting to pick up. Obviously, the shorthanded goals you've picked up over the last couple games, but the power play as well has really started to exceed over the last 5 games, and it's just showing on the stat sheet, and it seems like everyone's getting a lot more comfortable out there as well.
Yeah, I agree with you. I feel we're just moving the puck a lot quicker than we were in the beginning and just getting more shots on net from the point, which is huge, and we're getting a lot of traffic in front, which is just creating a lot more opportunity to get pucks in the net, and I think they're just going in right now, which is great. So
tell me also about the goaltenders. It seems like they've been on a hot streak, and just getting the confidence for you guys to know, you not necessarily you want to give up any odd man rushes, but they've been playing well behind you and can give you a little bit of help every once in a while.
It's definitely, it feels great having great 2 goaltenders back there. They work their hardest every day, and they're always putting in the extra work. Just having them back there, you feel more confident having 2 guys that you can put between the pipes, and they're going to stop pucks. And it doesn't mean we can sit back and just let them get peppered, but we know that they're going to make saves and give us an opportunity to win each game.
So tell me a little bit more, because we talked about it in the first time, and we don't want to talk too much about it, but just the college atmosphere and just getting ready for that boost over to Bowling Green. And how excited are you? You've got a lot of season left, but how excited are you to get up to that college rank?
Yeah, I'm very excited. They're doing very well this year, and I'm just excited to be a part of something great over there. And I look at it, and it's something in the future, and it's something to be very excited about. And like you said, there's still a lot of season to play, which I'm definitely just focused on what we have right here, and I'm hoping that we can just keep going up from where we've been and continue to just work hard towards the championship.
Every once in a while, do you keep checking on that college rankings? Because it seems like every week they start moving up a little bit more.
They have been moving up. I actually follow them on college hockey, so I get little updates every time they win or lose. So. And
how in touch are you necessarily with obviously the coaching staff, but even some of the guys who are there already? How in touch are you with the players that are there?
Well, the coaching staff, they've been great to me. I keep in touch with them almost on a weekly basis. We kind of just keep updated. And the players, I know a few of the guys because there's some Michigan guys. I know Brandon Hawkins over there, and I know Tyler Spezia, not too personally, but I just know of him. And Brandon Hawkins is just a great player over there, and he's kind of one of my buddies. So
now we head towards the holiday times. We're talking with Shane Bednard here on third segment of Off the Tracks here. You can catch the re-air at 7:30 on Saturday morning on Cities 92.9. But Shane, we'll kind of touch on just being able to go home for the holidays and having that little bit of an extended break here with you guys finishing up on the 13th, and there are still teams that do play on the 18th, right before you hit that little stretch where the holiday times are a league mandate.
Yeah.
But you guys get a little bit of extra time to go see the family, and what's it going to be like for you guys to step away from the hockey life for a little bit?
It's going to be nice. It's always hard getting away from the rink, but I'm going to go back home and be right back at the rink. I'm probably going to end up skating with my old high school and just a few of my buddies that are out playing juniors right now, college hockey. So we're going to get together, play some pond hockey, go to the rink, and also just hang out with the family. It's going to be awesome just to see them. I haven't seen my grandparents, and just seeing my parents will be nice. So I'm looking forward to it, but just got to focus on this last patch here.
So obviously a tough road coming up against Omaha and Madison this weekend. You've seen Omaha, haven't seen Madison this weekend. What's the expectation here?
We got to expect a great team, and moving forward, we just got to expect. Deal with him here.
Coach Williams obviously causing a little bit of trouble here for Shane. But hey, we'll let you get back at it. I know you got a busy schedule and some tough games to prepare for this weekend.
All right, thank you, Brian.
I had a quick question.
We could take it here from Coach Williams.
Obviously, Bedsy's playing really good hockey right now. One of my questions is, Bedsy, what's one of the things you got to constantly do out there on the ice in the offensive zone?
You just got to throw pucks on net, just get a lot of shots off, and once you get shots, it just creates more opportunities to score.
Well, Coach Williams knows the role, and the shots have been equaling up for this team. I think we've outshot quite a few opponents here in the last 10 games. So best of luck here against Omaha and Madison, and we'll definitely catch up with you after the holiday break.
All right, thank you, Brian.
That's forward. Shane Bednard for your Bloomington Thunder. Thanks for sticking around for Off the Tracks, and we'll catch you up after the holiday break coming into the new year here for Bloomington as they enter to the second stretch of this 2014-15 season. For Shane Bednard, David Jacobson, and Coach Williams, I'm Brian Tossi saying so long, and we'll see you after Christmas. Thanks, everybody, and we'll keep the Thunder rolling.